Here we go, everyone. He's now just managed to climb down the tree. I'm just keeping deadly still because he's walking right next to me now. And now these guys in front are just asking. Yeah, you can join, just go slowly. He's walking on the damn wall now. Okay, he's gone stationary. You can make your way slowly. Alright, so now he's just lying just in front of us. Obviously, I think, wanting to make his way for a drink. But it was quite comical the way he literally fell down the tree between all the sticks and branches and things. And I think he was quite irritated that we were here snickering at him. And there he looks at us almost quite embarrassed. Yeah, Kirsten's saying he pulled a tongue at me. Yeah, I would say so too. There's just another vehicle that's just joined us here now. And, well, at least he's come out in the open. I still think he's going to go and take himself for a drink shortly. But he's probably just making sure that the last of the elephants have moved off. But he is a very pretty cat, I must say. And the way that he fell down the tree, I just for the life of me can't think how he struggled with that impala going up. Now, crafty, the difference between round eyes and slit eyes is, with mammals, well, with especially predators and that, we've got round eyes like this, and they very easily open and close. Now, the slit eyes more so, I think, to do with reptiles and frogs. They have those slitty eyes, and obviously not as adept at funneling the vision. So there is that slight difference, and I think it's also a difference in the rods and cones and in the makeup of the eyeball itself. So there's quite a big difference there, but lovely to see that pupil of this leopard. And I mean, you would have seen that nice close-up that we had when he was lying on the log, and they were already quite a lot smaller. And that does indicate how the light has already dropped now. So they're starting to open up quite a lot more, allowing more light to enter. Obviously not damaging the eye as well as it does so. So it's all perfectly aligned. As with our eyes, you put a torch into your eye and they'll go very small. And obviously at night they do expand, allowing a lot more light inside. And there we can see on this side the nice spot ratio. He's got that 3 spots right up at the top row. And if he turns his head, you'll see on the other side, there's another 3 on that side too. So his spot ratio would be one of his indicative characteristics that we could then identify. So he wasn't quite comfortable sleeping in the tree. He's now come and found himself a flat bed. That very bloody belly, just from the impala itself. Well, good job, Mr. Hosana. You deserve it. I don't think he's going to sleep for too long. I think he's definitely going to think about going for a drink sometime soon. Minamu, I have got to say that from my experience, but I don't know if there was something wrong with the animal. I've smelt an aardvark carcass that some lions killed, and it smelt terrible. But if we think of fresh carcasses, it's hard to tell. They all do have a particular smell to them. But obviously, as they age, they all start to rot, and then they all do stink. So I can't really say that one smells worse than the other. They all really stink really badly. But I will say that the animal that smells the worst alive would have to be a civet. And they put down an anal pasting that is of note. If you smell that, you will remember it for a very long time. And it was actually one of the ingredients that they used to add to perfume, like as in Chanel No. 5. And they used to milk the anal gland of civets and add it to really expensive perfume. So think of that. It was the compound that made it linger longer. Now, obviously, they've got artificial ingredients that they would add, but I have to say that that's probably one of the worst smells I've ever smelt in the bush. I wonder what woke him up there, if it was just the racket from the spur fowl. They do make a noise. Now, hollow, those very sort of bristly whiskers that they've got on the side of their mouth there, that is, it's much like a catfish that you have in the water. It does assist when they're moving in the dark, when they're going through thickets. They can feel with that in the complete darkness. It assists their eyes as a sort of sense that they can feel then right to the tip of those little bristles. So you must think, if that's like I don't know, 5 to 8 inches long, they've got that sort of as a feeling or a yardstick around their face, and also when they're zoning in on a kill and so on, they can use that as well. So it's very much an extra micro sense, if I can say that, added to their smell and their eyes and their ears. It's just an extra means of moving through the bush and also zoning in on a target. If you've got a little cat at home, just touch one of his whiskers like that, and you'll see how immediately he moves his nose and he gets irritated, because it's very sensitive. Well, there doesn't look like much sensitivity going on here at the moment, except for dreams and falling asleep. He's breathing a bit slower now than he was earlier. Obviously digesting his food quite nicely. A little bit of blood around the face there as well. All right, so as we sit here and wait and see if Mr. Hosana gets up to anything, let's head you off to James, who I believe is waiting for a lift.